Hello and welcome to the Independent's first ever sports podcast. I'm your host, Brett Friedman, and joining me today is Brendan Kauser.
Hello.
We're going to go ahead and dive straight into this. We just had a nice press conference with Coach Meskimen over football. He coaches the defensive side of the ball, the defensive line, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. So our football team here is 4-0, 1-0 in district against Reedy. We also played Braswell, Eaton, and North Garland. And in 2 of those 4 games, we put up over 50 points.
Yeah, the offense led by Coach Lavender is pretty impressive so far, winning by 50-plus points in two different games, and then 44 points in the third game.
Absolutely.
So we know how to pile it on.
We sure do.
To say the least, yeah.
Now, I got to say, this team has learned to lose together and learn to win together over the past couple of years. So we're really seeing a close team now, and it's just nice seeing them win. A couple of players that have been making big impacts on the ball, though, of course, Brendan, are your boy Dominique Williams.
Yeah,
who's joining us this year for his senior year. What do you think? I mean, there's got to be something there. What do you think about him?
Well, I mean, he has 45 carries this year, so we like to give him the ball, obviously. And when he gets the ball, he produces. He's got 603 yards, and he's averaging 13.4 yards per carry. So that's just amazing by any standards.
Absolutely. He's had his long run this year has been 78 yards, so he can also keep the speed going. He's got the stamina, and he's been able to evade those defensive backs as well as the defensive line.
And also impressive is the depth we have, too, because we got Brandon Williams right behind him.
Ryan Houston also.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ryan Houston's a nice big guy who can drive the ball through there when it's a 4th and 1 and you're going for it.
Yeah.
Or 3rd and 2. But yeah, we just had a nice press conference with Coach Meskimen.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying how this team is gaining some confidence on defense, and we're coming up. We're playing Heritage Thursday
night.
That's gonna be a huge game
at the Star.
I mean, it doesn't get much bigger than that, except for if it was on Friday.
Yeah,
this is going to be the biggest test for our football team so far, going up against this nice Heritage team. They got Amari Jones at quarterback. He's a really mobile quarterback, and they have a lot of offensive weapons. But let's talk about that Heritage defense. They've had some struggles so far, and we have some really nice running backs, and we're going to be hoping to run the ball on them a little bit.
And they're coming in 0-4.
0-4.
But we just talked to Coach Meskimen. He just said you can't look at that this early in the year.
Coach Meskimen says throw all the records out the window. Because when it comes down to Heritage and Independence, anything can happen.
Yeah, it's still district football.
District football.
Anything can happen.
Absolutely. But we also have receiving side of the ball. So a couple good receivers we have are Colton Nelson, Ray Naw, and again, Dominique Williams has caught a couple balls for us too. That's the thing with Dom. He's a vertical threat and a running threat.
Yeah, he knows what to do when he gets the ball in his hands.
Magical things happen when he touches the ball every time.
Yeah, but the main target, Colton Nielsen, is really, really impressive.
He's a junior, so that means he played varsity last year, got some good experience. So, I mean, it's time. This team is ready to prove something. Now let's talk about the passing game with Kyle Sadler, who's been great at throwing the ball down the field. Let's see what we had here. Looks like he had his high this year has been 281 yards against Eaton. Well, actually, we got to give Kevin Dixon credit too.
Yeah. Because
in these blowout games, we've been putting him in, and they've been both working out these passing yards for each of these games. We have 794 yards passing, I believe, and rushing 1,194 yards. That's unheard of 4 games into the season. Your offense already has 1,000 rushing yards. That's crazy.
And it's not even that we're running the ball a lot either. We're just averaging 10 yards per carry every single.
This is all coming back to Dominique Williams, who's been a very key player on the offensive side of the ball. Let's go ahead and switch it to the defense side of the ball, though, with a big guy comes up in every press conference we do with the coach, Al Abbott. What do you think of Al?
He's a real player right there.
He's all these coaches have been telling us that all these players look up to Al Abbott. He's some refer to him as the quarterback of the defense because he just knows what's going on.
Yeah, he's a leader. He's not afraid to show his emotions on the field.
Oh yeah. And also this guy is a great guy. I have him in one of my classes. I have him in accounting with Coach Davenport. It's just he's an awesome dude. He's got 3 sacks on the year, and he's just a great guy overall. And every coach loves him. We actually had a press conference with Coach Stokes, and in this press conference she said, Al studies the film constantly and takes a lot of ownership and pride in our defense and the things he does. I mean, you can't get a better Mike linebacker than that. He's watching film every night and just calling Coach Stokes, just trying to figure out if they can do something different on the defensive side of the ball to stop that, the play they're talking about. Coach Stokes also said we need to carry the momentum forward from these first couple games. And one thing he mentioned is this team being, he said, normal teams that win 4 games in a row start to get complacent, which is like a sense that they have arrived, is how he described it. And he said he doesn't see that with this team at all. He sees this team's wanting to go out and try their best every game and try and put as many points up on the board as we can. And we have.
Yeah.
We've dropped over 50 points in 2 of the last 4 games. And our closest game has been against North Garland. Why do you think that was?
We never really got going as far as running the ball against North Garland.
And North Garland had a lot of offensive threats as well. Sorry.
Yeah. When Dominic gets going, the game's over.
Game's over. And Dom we trust.
Right.
Right? That's a saying that's been around this school. And, I mean, if you look at the stat sheets, it's proven.
Yeah. When he has a good game, we have a good game, that's for sure.
Now, you know what's unique about this football season? A lot of these district games have this so far have gone back all the way to that Saturday when we played 4 games in a row at the new Star Center, and that's where all of our district records are coming from. Independence, Wakeland, Frisco, and Lone Star all won that day, so they were 1-0 going into the first district matchup this week. Centennial, Liberty, and Reedy and Heritage are 0-1. Heritage is 0-4 overall. So they're coming into this game trying to prove something, trying to get back on track, coming into district. I mean, I have a couple friends over there. They say they're really confident going into this game because they've played Independence the last 3 years and won. But that could all change. That could all go out the window this year. We're going to go and switch into cross country real quick. It's coached by Coach Briones and Coach Lewis. And I got to say, I ran cross country my freshman year. It is probably the hardest sport I've ever attempted. These practices are every day, sometimes as early as 5 a.m. They're going running hills at Warren Park, literally up a hill. I mean, it's crazy.
They ran at Lovejoy, the Lovejoy Festival last Saturday, and Grace Plain, our own Grace Plain, actually won the 5A, 6A combo varsity race.
Now, I ran with her my freshman year, and I went to a couple meets last year. Grace is really a great athlete when she hits the course.
Yeah, she was clocked at 18 minutes and 51 seconds for, I believe that's a 5K?
Yes, 5K. All these races, they run 5Ks, which is
unbelievable.
A little bit over 3 miles. And they've just been doing awesome, this cross-country team. Now, one thing with cross-country is it's not really a team sport, but it is. Because everyone runs their own race, but they all add into points. The way you win a cross-country meet is you want you get a number of points. The lower your points are, the better. So if you get first place, you get 1 point. Now, we had Carter Blunt, who went on to UCLA. He would get a lot of those 1 point places, which would really help the team out because he's not really adding to that point total. You want it's kind of like golf. You want the lowest points, and that's how you win. Now, a couple of people I mentioned here is Niles Ovar. Sorry, I probably butchered that. He ran a 17:20 5K, and then Nick Musel, one of my best friends. He's out there every day training hard. He's also a basketball player. And we have a lot of athletes at Independence that are doing 2 sports. Like, for example, our quarterback, Kyle Sadler. Mm-hmm. They're doing 2 sports. They're really just trying to help Independence, and we respect that. Now, I also have a sister that runs cross-country. And one thing about cross-country is every meet you can improve if you're just starting out. She ran 30 minutes her first meet, and then I believe she went to 28 and 27 this past meet. She's shaving off minutes off of her time and just trying to knock down there and get into those low 20s. We can go ahead and switch it to volleyball if you want, Brendan.
Yeah, they're led by Coach Phillips.
Coach Phillips.
Yeah.
She's new to Independence this year.
Right.
We had a press conference with her.
Yep.
What do you think?
She seems very focused.
Uh-huh.
She seems like she has the team in line.
Uh-huh.
And we're doing pretty good for a first-year coach. We're 12 and 19 now
yes,
overall.
After the win.
We won last night. Yeah. 2-4 in district. We beat Centennial last night, and we beat Heritage, I believe, last week. And so we're sitting there. We're not in the playoff picture quite yet, but we're getting there. And if we keep winning these district games like we have been, we can work our way up there.
So we had a press conference with Coach Phillips. Some of the people she mentioned on this team is we have 2 freshmen on varsity. I apologize in advance for these names. We have Georgia Villa and Carrington Nifewingo. I'm sorry about that. And she said these players haven't had any varsity experience whatsoever, and they've really proven themselves that they are going to develop and be great volleyball players for the years to come here at Independence. She also said some of these younger players look up to Jordan Carswell, who she describes as our go-to kid on the outside. And she's been here since the beginning, and she plays club volleyball as well, and she's been a great player all 3 years.
Yeah, big leader for that team for sure. Yeah. Kayla Parker, who's the only senior on the team. She is a good leader too, according to Coach Phillips. She says she's a steady kid, finds a way to take care of the ball, and a vocal leader. So not only a leader on the court, but also off the court in the locker room when they're talking. They're pumping each other up. She's the one that's leading that, and she should as the only senior.
Absolutely. Jordan Caleb and Lauren Kenyon. Lauren Kenyon's also a junior. She's in my sports entertainment marketing class.
Oh, yeah?
She's a great girl as well. She's very enthusiastic and loves the sport of volleyball. They're all of our Jordan, Caleb, and Lauren, are our captains. And they're really just trying to go out there every night and get a win. Coach Phillips is very focused on going out there, giving it your all, and just trying to do something good for the night.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Now, around the district, these aren't updated stats. We are updated for Independence. Independence is 2-4 in district, but before the game last night, Reedy is 5-0, which is surprising because Reedy's what is this? Their second year they've been open?
First year of varsity sports.
First year of varsity sports. They're 5-0. They're really coming out trying to prove something here that they're going to be strong contenders in this volleyball playoffs that'll come up in a couple months. See, we're already in the end of September. We got playoffs coming up for some of these sports. Wakeland's 4-1, and Liberty is 4-1. Frisco's 4-1. So it's going to be a tight race for the district playoffs.
Yeah, we're sitting at the 5 spot right now.
That could easily change though. We're 2-4.
Yeah.
It's we got a couple of district games left. Now, one thing with volleyball that Coach Phillips was saying is they play Tuesday and Friday. You know very well, Tuesday and Friday, and they don't have a lot of time to prepare for these games.
Yeah.
You know any volleyball players, Brendan?
No.
Not too many?
No.
Well,
not a whole lot, yeah. That looks like that wraps us up.
Well, that's going to wrap us up. You have anything else you want to mention?
No.
Now, we want to give a shout out to golf. We didn't get a lot of airtime for golf, but we will next week, so make sure you tune in next week to hear a little bit more about golf. Go and make sure you're subscribing to Night TV. That's where these are going to be posted as well. We're going to try and get them on SoundCloud for y'all. So that's what we have so far. Thank you for joining us on these first ever sports podcast. We have great things to come. We expect great things from this podcast. If you want to hear something mentioned, go ahead and DM me or Brendan on Twitter. My handle is at @chill_Brett. Brendan's is...
I'm at BKAUSE33.
Or you can DM Mr. Doherty directly. Or just come by and see us in B100 and during activity period and just tell us you want to hear something on this podcast. We really appreciate y'all listening, and go Knights.